Hi there, this is Modesta from Purpose and Excellence. Day 9 on our sneak peek of the Masterplan class. I've been going through 10 steps of answers, of the ways that I have been responding to people's questions on the Masterplan class of how to stand out in competition. And so we started out with day 1, get to know what gets to you, because what gets to you, you'd be all that more passionate and committed to taking to market and helping other people through. Step 2 was add value. Don't just do the minimum. Make sure that you go over and above the call of duty to serve so that you can distinguish yourself from every other person who's just doing the minimum in what they give in their services or how they present themselves in the marketplace. Step 3 was know their pain. We make too many assumptions about what it takes or what people need or what the market needs or what this organization is going to work for and know exactly how to come in and how to impress them in the first 90 days. Don't make assumptions, ask. Get to know their pain and identify their pain from their mouth themselves. Number 4 was, going back to my notes today, I found my diary, know your customer. Get to know them very well. To the point of knowing what is their gender, what is their age group, what are their interests, where do they work, how do they commute, do they have family, are they married, do they have children, etc., etc. Thank you for the love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Somebody's sending a whole lot of hearts. Got my heart. Why is it so important to know your customer to that extent? Well, you cannot serve everybody. You will be divided. And a business that is trying to serve everybody, you can tell. And the other thing, which I haven't mentioned for a while, is you need to know the difference between those who are the beneficiaries, but not necessarily the people who will cough up the money to get your services. So watch out. You could be targeting this demographic, but they're not in a position to pay what you're asking for your business, for your product, for your services, when you should have been targeting somebody else. So I once was targeting youth when I should have really been targeting the people that would sponsor the programs that are going out to youth. Hi, Joe. Hello, Cosmos, welcome. Then step 5 was tailor your solution. Now that you know your customer very well, tailor your solution to what they need. We often say in business, that is what we're offering. These are the products that we have, and only these. This is a service that we offer, and only this. I'm sorry, if you want something else, go somewhere else. As an individual, maybe you're positioning for a job, you're positioning yourself in the marketplace, and people, asking you to be flexible. No, I'm sorry. This is what I was hired to do, and I'm just doing what I was hired to do. When you tailor your solution to who you are targeting want, you will stand out in competition, because a lot of people really are like black and white. This is rigid. This is all I am doing. And when you tailor your solution, you're giving the impression that you really do understand the market. You really do understand who you're speaking to, who you're serving. Otherwise, you would give a general thing which will generally touch on people's challenges, but people don't have general challenges. When you ask them, you will hear some very specific responses of what are some of the challenges, whether you're talking as a business to individuals or other businesses that you're serving, or as an individual that wants to position with a company. They have very specific needs, which is why they want a specific person to do that. And so the more specific you can be in tailoring your services, and I often say, not just to, thinking of your core giving. These days, there's so much more that you can do to tailor to the lifestyle of your customer, to tailor to, the market dynamics and realities of the business that you want to work with or the industry that you want to position in. That's step 5. Let me not go too far in that. And then I went to step 6, which was be visible. Not just when people want to interview you, not just when people want to discuss a business, opportunity, but you should be found to be visible in the marketplace. People should Google you. And I've been giving this homework every single evening. Go Google your name. What is coming up? Are you satisfied with what is coming up? What are some platforms? What are some initiatives? What are some causes that you would like to be associated with, but you're not currently visible as doing that? What does it take then? Maybe it means you volunteering. Maybe it means you, getting to learn from somebody else. Oh, yes, humbling yourself as a big old-time entrepreneur. Going somewhere where people are known for that thing, that are respected for that area. You get affiliated, you get associated with them. One of the clients of the Masterplan class wanted to target a certain market segment, but it wouldn't have made business sense for her to target them. So I asked, why are you targeting them? Well, because nobody knows me, and if I target those I really truly would like to do business with in a few years' time, she said, I will never get business. I said, but they're being served by somebody, right? Yes, they are. Why don't you work with them? Why aren't you affiliated with them so that from the very beginning you can get the experience and you can get, in a way, I mean, not to be manipulative and trying to position yourself, but you can piggyback off of their relationship and their working relationships and impact and brand. And by so doing, you will already be introducing yourself to the market. And so find ways of being visible that, I mean, first of all, as I've been saying, people shouldn't see you now looking to position. And when they trace you, you had never been about this thing that you're talking about at the moment. And so if you truly want to stand out in competition, you should show that you have always been about this. So maybe you were volunteering, maybe it was a nonprofit board, maybe you used to go to schools and maybe it was just, you're not a person to throw yourself all out there in social media, but you have done quite a few things, and it's important in your conversation that this comes out, and you can even, come up with experiences you have from there and share what has now been built as part of who you are and what you like to offer whoever you're speaking to at the moment, whether you're in a business looking to serve a customer, or you're an individual looking to position for a job, or as an industry expert. And so being visible is really key, because how do we know you're not just saying this because you want the opportunity and you've actually not done it before, or you've done it before and you didn't do it well, or you're not really invested in this, you're just doing this as a gig right now, for the transaction. But your interest is in another area, which means that very soon you'll agitate and want to leave, or, because, I don't know what happened to my light went out. Because you're not invested, we're back. Because you're not invested, okay, we're not back. Maybe it's my computer. But you can still see me, let me not fuss with these lights. Because you're not invested, you might pull out. And so visibility isn't just so much, if they Google me, will they find me, which is also key, and that they will find you associated with the things that you now want to position yourself as being interested in, as being an expert in, as, as the preferred person they should go to, the preferred business they should transact with. It is good to have visibility, but not just for now, it is also really assuring for the market that you're targeting, to know that you've been in this for the long haul, maybe not in the business, or maybe not in the position that you're currently being interviewed for, or not for the way you want to position yourself and brand yourself in the market. But these types of causes, these types of initiatives, they've always been part of you. People say, oh, going back to school, I've known this person to be about this. And so I am not surprised that this is something they want to do now. So let's not exhaust that. That's not what we're talking about today. You can see the previous videos that have gone by on these topics. Then step 7 was be human. And I gave you a couple of examples. And guys, listen, when I give you examples, it's not like, I'm the biggest, I'm the baddest, I'm the best. Hey, look at how I maneuvered here and things happen. I'm just giving you examples of the fact that it does work. I'm not speaking theories. These things do work. And you can apply them and tailor, some of what I'm sharing to your context. And you will also see results. And so please, take my comments and examples I may cite from my work, or what other people have done, just as examples of these principles in action, and not really Modesta showing up, this is and this and that. So being human has worked for me. And before, I really was like black and white. You could barely approach me. This is it. These are the terms. These are the rules. If you try to have any conversation with me, I will just take you back. What does the policy say? What did we agree on, in black and white? And I was really inflexible. Now, listen, you need to strike a balance on this, because there's some people who will really take it to town. I mean, they will want to get everything out of you, take advantage of you because you're flexible. And so pray for wisdom and look at, whether there is potential for you to do business and how have they conducted themselves thus far. If it's the first time around, you can give people the benefit of the doubt. Start that. I know we live in a very cynical world, but lead with, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And if you do anything different to prove me wrong, well, then you've blown it. but being human really helps us understand. And I'm telling you, I speak of this in an African context because let's say the power is out and somebody couldn't deliver. Let's say there was a strike. Let's say, whatever it is, there are a lot of things that tend to be volatile and unpredictable. And so not being somebody's written, your passion is real. I am Alto. I am absolutely passionate. This is me my entire life. Anywhere you find me, this is how I speak and this is how I feel about what I do and the content. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for that comment. You made me chuckle. Yes, my passion is real. And so by being human, understanding the context in which we're doing business, understanding the context in which, somebody could tell you traffic today was 6 hours and they're probably not lying, and so being human allows for us to give people a chance to transact with us. And there are times that you may want to be human and lose one battle so that you can still stay in the game and win the war. And so it takes wisdom, it takes emotional intelligence, it takes, a dance that you do with people to serve your customer, or if you're positioning for a business, to serve the organization you're working with. But always looking out for when people are just trying to, give you, the runaround and they're not being serious. We live, we learn. You can't be too careful. You cannot say, I'm going to hold on and, just so that nobody takes advantage. Start off with giving the benefit of the doubt. Start off with trust. And should it be broken, then you know exactly which category to put that person or to put that business. And then yesterday we spoke about delivering excellence, and I just said how this can truly make you stand out in competition. Just delivering. The fact that we can, first of all, deliver consistently, that in itself already puts you up, better than, many other businesses or many other people who might be looking for a job or position in the market. But then when you deliver excellence, and then you didn't fluke it, like you deliver excellence consistently, and excellent delivery is a mindset, is a lifestyle, is a minimum, is what people should expect transacting with you, with your business, with you as an individual. If you're employed or you've been given a consultancy or you're positioning in the market, you won't even have to ask for referrals, which is what we're talking about tomorrow. People will just keep coming to you. Now, today is asked for feedback. This one gets tense, and I'm telling you, it's worked for and it's worked against me as well. There are times you ask for feedback, and that is the time for people to let you know everything on planet Earth that they are not impressed by you. But it's also an opportunity for people to really let you know how you're doing well. So what is the difference between know their pain, identify their pain, know the customer, tailor your solution? What's the difference between asking people then and asking for feedback now? What is the difference between those steps? The difference is this. Before, you were asking the market before you offer what you want to offer. You were saying, I don't want to be presumptuous, I don't want to assume anything, I don't want to think that I know it all, and just because I've studied this area, I've been in this industry for a while, I want to humble myself and come to you and ask, what really is your challenge? Or to study this demographic and say, I am serving women that are in transition in their career, they're married, they have children, they're very active at home, they're leaders at work, they're leaders in the community. And so if I am serving them, I need to take into consideration not just what it is I want to give them, whether they can afford it and they have availability, to participate, but I also need to take into consideration their entire life, which is why some people will have services for children, which is why some people will have family related, context. Some people have rooms in their businesses where you can breastfeed your children. So that is what does breastfeeding your child have to do with this person working as a manager? Well, nothing related to working as a manager, but this manager has a little child, and if you want them to perform and not spend hours going off because they decide to breastfeed, then people have started being more accommodating. People have clinics in their workplaces, all kinds of services around their employees' life. And so if you're offering, your business, look at things that you can do that not just offer the core, but can truly complement your customers' lifestyle and needs and wants, and just just opportunities for you to just reach out to them in a way that is not even related to the core of what you're offering. And equally so, if you're an individual wanting to position in the market with an organization, you can do over and above. Let's say you're being interviewed for one, set of competencies, but if there's something else that there's a skill set, there's a project you're a part of, there's something else that you see that this organization needs, you can contribute that as well. You don't just stick to what you know because this is what they're paying me for. And so the difference between that which you ask for input before you start and now asking for feedback is now you have started serving. You have started, putting your product to market. People are engaging with your brand. People are engaging with your products. They're consuming your services. Ask periodically, how are we doing? And there is the, suggestion box that people put out there, which, I don't know, I guess when people are really stuck in your waiting room, they might, probably put a suggestion like, have more people to serve us so we don't have to wait so long. But there is really taking time. Organize, a session, maybe have a lunch, ask for appointments to go see them at their place of office and or maybe not home, that's a little creepy. Ask your clients for a coffee, or send a really brief, like 5-question survey that they could answer. And I just recently got here I am with my examples. I got a university I had applied for and I didn't want to continue with. Ask to survey why I didn't want to continue with them and where I ultimately got in. And I mentioned the universities I ultimately applied and got in, and this one I didn't continue applying. And they said, we'll give you a $20 voucher as a thank you for doing this survey. And so they were asking for feedback so that they could position themselves better for future applicants. And they said, hey, you get this $20. Now, I would have answered anyway, but the $20 did not hurt at all. So I answered, and I got my $20 voucher, and I did something with it. And so asking for feedback allows you to get that market survey, that intelligence of what is working and what is not. What I mentioned yesterday when I was hinting about today's session is that there are times that people, individuals employed, find out that they weren't doing well when their probation is not confirmed. You do not want to wait until when you thought now you're going to be a permanent employee, you're told, sorry, we didn't like your performance and so you have to go. Why didn't anybody tell me? And sometimes people don't bother. They don't bother saying. People find the entire feedback experience, the giving and the taking and the asking awkward, and so they don't. And so they're just thinking, I'm just going to write it out before the date happens, and there you get a letter, sorry, you're not being confirmed, we don't like how you perform. But when you ask before that time, you get to find out how you're doing it, and you give you get a chance to improve. And equally with the business, how are you going to find out? Maybe you find out by people going to your competitor and not coming to you. That's not the way you want to find out that people aren't happy with you. So find out. And don't just ask, how am I doing? Ask detailed questions. From the very beginning, when you heard of our product, our branding, the experience engaging with us, whether it's on the phone or coming into the office, or when we came to you, how we relate, the experience you have with other people and how you see we're treating them, and just everything that you can think of without asking too many questions. Ask for feedback so that you can see how you rate. You can also see, just specific feedback of areas to improve. And so I've been asking for feedback for the Masterplan class. And there's some things that are, that's a really biggie. I need to change that. I can't continue serving people that way. Other things is it would be nice. It would be pretty. It would be a thing that women would enjoy, for instance, because that's what I'm primarily targeting. And so, they're just the little nice things on top, which are not the core. And I know sometimes, especially in business, people say, well, this is not the core of what I do. Why would I want to have just a little extra thing on top, which is probably going to cost me to manage it because now I'm putting this extra fluff, which we don't really need. Do that. People appreciate that. People appreciate that there is a sanitizer, that there are mints at an office. What does mints have to do with an accounting office? Well, nothing. Or there is coffee and there is tea and there's snacks. Or, you can freshen up in the washroom. Maybe there's soap and hand wash and I don't know what else. So sometimes it's just the things on top that people would like. Some things are really core to your offering. And if you do not ask for feedback, you will find out too late. You either find out because people are leaving your establishment, and they're going to somebody else, you're like, oh, well, I guess they didn't like, but then you won't even have a chance to know what they didn't like because they've already left now. And very few people after they leave are willing to, to speak to you about what didn't happen. They're just thinking, oh, well, I'm gone now. So yeah, all the best with you and your people. I'm done. And so you get the opportunity when you are with people to find out what could be improved. And please take the feedback you receive. Of course, that people will be malicious. I mean, I've had some crazy feedback. I mean, somebody, I think she was trying to kill me with her words. I mean, that feedback was, what? Even people who were in the room, they're like, do you have a fight with her? I'm like, nope, I don't even know her outside of this context. They're like, that was really personal. I hope you didn't take that. I'm like, I didn't take it, but I saw that. I'm like, I don't know what that's about. And you will get the odd ones like that. But most of the time, people are truly giving you, constructive feedback for you to improve. And of course, when you've done well, they'll tell you you've done well. But areas that can be improved, let's humble ourselves enough to receive that feedback and improve. Because if we don't, people stop speaking and they just exit. And we lose the opportunity to know what specifically they didn't like and how we could have improved it. And that goes also for individuals who, either in a position or looking to position in the market, is that people will just not confirm you. Probation is about to end. You're getting excited. This is it. I'm confirmed. No, they say you aren't. And maybe they will tell you why. Maybe they won't. Actually, if they don't tell you why, then good riddance to them. That wouldn't be an organization you'd like to work with. But you don't want to chance it. And so asking for feedback is really key in standing out in competition. But how, Modesta? How would asking for feedback, help me stand out in competition? People will see that you care. Because many times once we are in, remember the difference between knowing your customer and identifying their pain and tailoring your solution to them was that you hadn't started, right? And so you were making sure to know them and all that interests them so you can offer a service, a product, you can offer your services or your self-employment that they want. But asking for feedback now is you're already in. And many people, once already in, do not bother asking for feedback, do not bother trying to see if there's any area they need to improve, because they're like, oh, well, I'm already in now. What you gonna do? You're already contracting with me. We're already doing business together. What are you gonna do if you don't like my services? I'm not giving you money back. It's not part of the policy. And so I've got your money. You're locked in with me. Many a times entrepreneurs, businesses act like people don't have options. Even if you're a monopoly, very soon somebody will come in and they could come in with a lesser service, but people will migrate because of how we're treating them. And if you're positioning yourself for work, ask. Don't wait and don't think, oh, well, you've employed me now and the labor laws are really all pro for employees, and so you won't dare remove me from this position or I'll sue you. Listen. The market, even the global market, is way too small. You do not want to think that just because you have contracted with someone that you're going to catch them out. Just because your business has contracted with them, just because you as an individual has contracted with them, they have no options. Even if, let's say, parting with you would be so painful that they will continue in a context where they're not happy, the word will get out. That may be the only organization you're working with. Whereas sometimes people don't usually just blast out how good you're doing, unless asked to, which is tomorrow, asking for referrals. When you do badly, everybody everywhere will come out of the woodworks, making sure anybody who even sniffs your name out gets to know, do not touch them. Do not do business with them. Do not with that organization. And these days with social media, people just blast you. They'll put your stuff, you wake up one day, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're on whatever, and people saying, do not transact with them. So you don't want to take those chances. Ask for feedback. People will appreciate that. They will know that you have a listening ear, that speaking to you, and especially when you implement, ask for feedback, then implement. And go back and give feedback. Hey, thank you for that. Thank you for your inputs. I've done XYZ with them. You can even ask them to say, we've improved it this way. Can you try it out again and let me know? Does this seem more satisfactory? And of course, you're not just speaking to one person. You're speaking to a representative sample. Just like I said at the beginning, when you want to know their pain, ask a representative sample of people to really know that, okay, of the people I'm targeting, a large enough number of them is experiencing this thing. And equally so for feedback. You've got this feedback from several sources, and you've gone and you've implemented what they've asked, and you come back and you say, hey, we've done this. Has it improved now? Can you try it out? Please give me feedback again. And oh, people would love that. You will always stand out in competition as the person, the business that listens, that implements, and truly cares about what they put to market. Not just for the money, but truly to make a difference. All right, people, Modesta goes on and on and on. Tomorrow, we're asking for referrals. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Listen, if you're interested in the Masterplan class, I actually was speaking to somebody yesterday. I'm looking for more people to join this cohort. So month of March, I have a special that if you join with a friend, you each only pay 50%. And I'm not going to do the fourth cohort until I have enough people. And so if you're interested in this, go to purposeandexcellence.africa/masterplan. Check out what the Masterplan class is. You know, look at what it costs. Because I know people are like, I wonder what it costs. Can I afford Modesta? Go look at what it costs and have a conversation with a friend if you'd be willing to split that 50-50 and join the course. And you can also email me on info@purposeandexcellence.africa and ask for a complimentary session. You know, maybe I can tell you a little bit more about what it is. We go from discovering purpose to delivering excellence. Whatever it is that you aspire to do, I walk you through success strategies that you can apply in the reality of your work and your life right now so that you can meet your future aspirations. And so if this sounds like something you want to do, yeah, Modesta, you know, I feel a little stuck. I've been at the same level for a while. I have these aspirations for business. I have these aspirations, you know, for work. And so if at all, you know, there was a way that I could get the skills and I could put a plan and implement it towards reaching my goals, that would be wonderful. This is what the Masterplan class does. And so I welcome you. Tomorrow we finish our series. I don't believe it's already 10 days. How time flies when you put your mind to doing something. On how to stand out in competition without being too salesy and overtly marketing. Thank you very much. Please do share these videos far and wide. We do have a YouTube channel. It's Purpose and Excellence on YouTube. Yeah, Purpose and Excellence. So please do join us there. Subscribe and share with other people. I am looking to reach 100 million African leaders. And the way I will do that is if you share what we do, you know, the videos, you know, the courses that I'm speaking about, and the posts that we have, the lessons that I post, if you can share this, and not just where I come from in Tanzania, but far and wide across the continent and to other Africans in the diaspora. Thank you so much for your time. Kelvin Swai, you just came in. Hi, Tony, Hadija. Oh, Hadija, hi. Oh my goodness, Hadija. Hadija and her family were our family friends when we were little. Pastor Donis and Connie, thank you for tuning in. Enoch, Remy, my sister, hi. Oh, sorry, I almost brought you to camera. Luidico, Anthony, Shemeji, Elizabeth, hi, my sis, and Alto, yes, Alto, you made me happy. Amy Swingwa, Bhakti, hello, Bhakti, how are you? Davis, Benjamin, hello, my brother, Abdul, hi. And Cosmos and Joe, I'd already mentioned. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Catch up with you tomorrow. Have an amazing evening, afternoon for those this afternoon, and morning for those in Australia and New Zealand. Much love. Bye.